Okay, so we have 2 more questions, or really 3, that we need to go over so that you'll be ready for your test or / quiz tomorrow or Friday. The first one is, we have 2 triangles, but we're missing some information from these triangles. And we need to find out what is missing from these triangles in order to prove that the triangles are congruent. So let's do So what happens when I'm trying to hurry?
Is that a heartburn massage?
I'm videoing right now. Okay. So what information am I missing? So let's look. We've got a right triangle. Okay. So we also have that AB is congruent to FD, don't we? So we have 2 things that we know are congruent. Now, what we need to know, this is a right triangle, and we're using hypotenuse leg for the right triangle. But what else do we need in order to prove it congruent? Well, we want to have one of the legs congruent. So we're going to look at AB, or AC, being congruent to DE. That is what we're missing in order for this to be congruent. So how we would write that is we would write side AC, it needs to be congruent to ED. Okay? You could also write that in different ways. Okay? Either one is fine. Okay? That's what we're missing in order to prove these triangles congruent. Okay, now let's look at another one. If we have triangle ABC and triangle YXZ, we want to know, find the value of X that makes this a true statement. Okay, so let's just say that we have, this is, let's say 65. And then this one is 60.
He's taking a video.
Yes, and he's being very loud. That's okay. All right. And so this one would be 65. And this one would be 60. Okay? So we know that we have congruent angles. We have another congruent angle. That's good. But then what if we had... So what if we had, this was 3x, and then this was x plus 4. Okay, find the value of x that makes this a true statement, that these 2 triangles are congruent. So in order for these triangles to be congruent, first we have an angle, right? Let's do this in a different color. We have an angle. That was this 60-degree angle there. Then we had another angle down here, the other angle. Well, so far we've got A and A, and then we're dealing with what's this over here? That's a side. So in order for it to be side angle, so in order for it to be the triangle congruence postulate ASA, we need to prove that these 2 sides are congruent. So how do we do that? Set them equal to each other. 3x equals x plus 4. And let's solve for x. How are we going to do that? Well, first I'm going to subtract my x, and I'm going to end up with what? 2x equals 4. Now I've got to divide by 2. Divide by 2. X equals 2. Okay, so now let's plug it back in. 2 times 3 is going to be 6, and then 2 plus 4 is 6. So therefore, these are now congruent by A, S, A. So the triangle is congruent as long as X would equal 2. All right, last one. We have, okay, so the next one I want to show you is pretty much the same as this one, but instead of a side, the angle is going to be like 3x, and this other angle over here would be x plus 4. Same concept, solve for x using the same thing. So it's the same as this one, but just with angles instead of sides that you're solving for. All right, so that's it, guys. You are ready to take your quiz.